Hey, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Lily. I just want to say welcome. My channel is a place where I share all of my healthy, vegan, mostly whole food, plant-based recipes with all of you. Listen, I know it's been like 2 weeks since I've uploaded a video and I'm so sorry for that, but to be completely honest, I just haven't felt inspired, I guess, or like I just haven't felt like I've made any really great things that I just really wanted to show you guys. So I took 2 weeks off and today I'm back with a what I eat in a day, because these are the types of videos that really just feel the most natural to me and they're really just the most fun to make. So that's what I am doing today, and I hope that you are excited to come along for the ride with me. Let's go ahead and jump into breakfast. I'm gonna rewind and show you what I had for breakfast, and then we will get started on some lunch. So for breakfast on this Saturday morning, I'm gonna be whipping up some waffles. I got a waffle maker for Christmas and I have been using it so much and I just love waffles. Normally I start my waffle recipe out with a banana, but I have this sweet potato that I skinned and baked the other day, so I'm gonna mash that and make some sweet potato waffles. I'm just gonna add a little vegan buttermilk mixture, so some apple cider vinegar and soy milk. And I'll just go ahead and pour that in here. Vanilla extract, a little bit of salt. I love adding cinnamon to my waffles or pancakes. And since I am in my second trimester and I need to be upping my protein intake, I like to add a little bit of protein powder to my waffles. So I don't add a ton, but I'm gonna add 1/3 cup, and this waffle mix makes 2 to 3 waffles. And right now I have Earth Champ protein powder, which I really like it. And I just like to mix in the protein powder first before adding in the flours, because you don't want to overmix the flours and you want the protein powder to be really good and incorporated. So 2 teaspoons of baking powder. I like to do a mixture of flours, so today I'm going to do almond flour and all-purpose flour, but you could definitely just swap it out for all oat flour or just do almond flour and oat flour, whatever you like. Do 1/3 cup of almond flour. Mix this in first. And then 1/3 cup of all-purpose flour. And this is where I just start to like eyeball it. So I know I'm gonna add more milk, but I just wanna mix it in as much as I can first. I have 1/3 cup of soy milk. I'm just gonna add that in. Then I'm gonna add in that last 1/3 cup of all-purpose flour. And this should do it, but we will see if it gets to the right consistency, because waffle batter, you want to be thicker than pancake batter. And this is the consistency you are going for. You want it to be pretty thick. So my waffle maker is already preheated, but I am gonna add just a little bit of oil. This is avocado oil, like the tiniest amount possible. I just don't wanna ruin my waffle maker by it sticking. And I've noticed this works perfectly. And what I like to do is use my little ice cream scooper, and then I just scoop 1 scoop into the middle of each little quarter. And I have the setting on 3 right now, so you can like adjust it from 1 to 5, I think. But I like it on 3. and then just kind of spread it out and get it pushed to the edge till you have like half an inch to an inch left. And that will just make the prettiest waffle. And close her up and let it do its thing. And once it lights up green, you know it is time to flip it. All right, and now it is all done. Time for the big reveal. What a beautiful waffle. Nice and crispy. So I like to put a lot of stuff on my waffles. Today I'm gonna be doing blueberries, some chocolate chips, and some walnuts. So we like to go all out here. These are the Enjoy Life chocolate chips, and they're good because they are dairy free. Gonna finish it off with a final dusting of cinnamon. That's Mo, he really wants to go outside. And of course, some maple syrup. I'm gonna try not to go overboard because I know how many calories are in maple syrup, but a waffle is not complete in my mind without it. And here we have it. Breakfast is served, and I couldn't be more excited to eat this waffle. I'm actually gonna go enjoy this and watch my favorite show. It's called The Way Home. It comes on Hallmark Mysteries and Movies, which I know Hallmark Channel can be like, blah, boring. But The Way Home, I'm telling you, is such a good show. So I'm gonna go enjoy my waffle and watch my show. I'm just making some coffee this morning, and I'm gonna go sip on this and watch some of the birds in the backyard and watch the cats play. And of course, some cinnamon on top. And, oh crap, epic fail. Ah! Tastes good though. Hey, buddy. What are you doing? What are you doing? Come here, Buffy. Hey, girl. So I actually just got back from the commissary. I had to pick up a few things to make some meals today. So let's see. I'm thinking for lunch something with hummus, chickpeas, a sandwich, maybe a panini. I have a panini press that my sister got me forever ago, and I haven't used it except one time. So I think I'm gonna whip that out. Today will just be the day I use all of my appliances. I used the waffle maker this morning, I'll use the panini for lunch, and who knows what I'll do for dinner yet, but let's go ahead and get this panini situation started. Okay, so I don't know exactly what I'm gonna put on this panini, but I have some Dave's white bread done right, so I'm gonna use that as the bread, And I don't have the best hummus right now because I had to just grab some at the commissary, and I just picked up this lemon garlic hummus. It's like Fresh Cravings. I've never had this brand before, and it does have some oil added to it, so that's not ideal, but it won't hurt me. And then I also roasted up these peppers in the oven the other day with just some soy sauce, and I think these will go really good on a panini. So we've got that. I've got some spinach and some cucumber, so I might throw these on here too. Maybe not the cucumber. I might eat some cucumber on the side, actually. And I'm also just gonna mash up some chickpeas. So it'll be like smashed chickpeas with the hummus, roasted red peppers, spinach, and I feel like I need something else. It'll come to me maybe. Okay, so this may seem completely weird, but this is what I'm going with. I'm gonna smash these chickpeas with a little bit of this Green Goddess seasoning from Trader Joe's. And then I have some vegan parm that I made the other day. It's just nutritional yeast, almond flour, garlic powder, and salt. So I thought this might give it a good cheesy vibe. Just about a tablespoon or so. And then I'm just gonna add a touch of soy milk just to help them mash well, like a tablespoon or two. And mash away. I feel like I kind of just made hummus in a way, but whatever. This will go good with the hummus, hopefully. And I wanted to leave it still a little chunky so you can see bits of the chickpeas in there. I'm just gonna warm these peppers up so that they are a little warm. I'm trying to think if I should warm that up. I think I might warm the chickpeas up too. I'm gonna warm both of these up in the microwave really quickly. And I found a tomato in the fridge. I'm gonna slice some tomato and use this as well. I think that will go nicely on the panini. Okay, and everything is ready to be assembled now. So I've got my bread. Let's think what order we need to do this. I'm gonna smear on some of this hummus, about a tablespoon or two. And I'm just gonna put the chickpeas right on top because I want it to kind of like melt together with the hummus, if that makes sense. I'll put on some of these tomatoes, some of the roasted peppers, and some spinach. Okay, and I like spicy stuff, so I'm gonna add some sriracha to the other side of this bread. And let's hope this goes well. It's really thick, but we will see how this goes. And it may be too big. Oh my gosh, I hope not. I feel like I'm gonna have to rotate it halfway because the front side gets way more smashed. Okay, so it says that it's ready, but I'm definitely gonna flip this thing around. And I definitely overfilled it too. Oh my gosh. Okay. And then let's press it again this way and hope that it balances it out. Says it's done. Oh yeah, it's so hot. Holy crap. So this is what we've ended up with. I feel like it's gonna taste delicious even though it looks utterly messy. So I've just been enjoying eating some plain cucumber on the side of my meals lately. So that's what I'm gonna have. It's just really refreshing. And I just like to sprinkle them with a bit of salt and pepper just to give them a bit of flavor. And lunch is served. Okay, so I know this isn't like the prettiest thing, but I think it's gonna be really yummy and I am dying to taste it. But it actually like held together pretty good. And the spinach got nice and melted in there. Everything looks like it really went together nicely. Oh my God. This is low-key delicious, like blowing my mind. It's the spot. Super warm and comforting, but it feels refreshing with that lemon hummus and then the green goddess seasoning I put in there. Super, super yum. Sometimes you never know what you can just throw together and it turns out amazing. So the panini is a yes, and I'm gonna go enjoy this, and I'm gonna make Jake one as well because I think he's definitely gonna like this. I'll see you later when I have something else to eat. So I'm gonna melt about half a cup of chocolate chips, and these are the mini semi-sweet Enjoy Life brand, and I'm just gonna melt them over a double boiler. Then into my blender, I'm gonna add some silken tofu. This is one package. I'm just gonna put the whole thing in there. And to help sweeten this up, I have 2 halves of a Japanese sweet potato. So I'm gonna add this in here. I'm not gonna put the skin. And I just roasted these earlier this week. And this is just a small one. It's probably about 1 whole cup of mashed sweet potato. You could also just do 1 really large banana or 2 small bananas. And then I'm gonna add in just 1 tablespoon of cocoa powder, a little dash of salt. And I'm gonna throw this on the blender first before we add in the melted chocolate. Okay, and now I'm gonna carefully pour in this chocolate because it is hot. And we will blend it some more. Okay, and I've gotten 2 little ramekins I'm gonna pour this mousse into. So I'm just gonna get some lids thrown on these, and these are gonna go into the fridge to be eaten later this evening. Jake and I will probably split one of these as a dessert after dinner tonight, and the other one we'll save for later. After lunch, I went out for some shopping and just went to Marshall's and kind of messed around for about an hour, but I didn't actually buy anything, so it was kind of a pointless trip, but it was entertaining the least, so that is good. And I took a little 30-minute nap, and that's been happening quite a bit with being pregnant and all that. I get sleepy quite a bit, but I never let myself sleep too long, just about 30 minutes and that's it. I really wanted a little snack. It's like 3:30. And so I just checked on this mousse, and I thought I was gonna eat it after dinner, but maybe I'll just eat it now because it's already set up and it looks really yummy and I want a snack. And it's the perfect high protein little snack. And I'm not gonna eat this whole container, probably half of it, if that. And let's just check out the texture of it. Yep. Super fluffy. Wow. Melt in your mouth. Delicious. I'm gonna start making dinner. I think I'm gonna make a lasagna, and that takes quite a bit of prep and about an hour to bake. So I'll start on it probably like 4:30, and I'll see you then. So I just finished my little chocolate mousse snack and I ate the whole bowl. It was so delicious, I couldn't stop myself. Plus I Googled the calories in 1 pack of silken tofu, and it's only 200 calories for the whole pack. And this was only half the pack in this bowl. It's only 100 calories, plus the half a sweet potato and some chocolate. So I don't feel guilty about it. It was just so light and fluffy. It felt like you had hardly eaten anything. So this is the perfect little snack, and I'm definitely gonna keep this on rotation in my fridge. And I might even freeze it, and I feel like it would have a really good texture. I could freeze it and maybe throw it in my Ninja Creamy. That's something to try too. So now I'm gonna get started on some dinner. So we are having lasagna, like I said earlier. Got some sauce, and we're gonna make it with lentils and a bunch of veggies. So let's get started. So I have some veggie broth on the stove, and I'm just gonna bring it to a boil with my lentils. So this is 1 cup of rinsed brown lentils. And once this comes to a boil, I'll just cover it up and put it on low for about 15 minutes. And while that's happening, let's start on the veggies. So I'm gonna be doing it the easy peasy way and putting all my veggies into the food processor just to get them really chopped small. So I'm gonna be doing mushroom, bell pepper, celery, carrots, as well as onion and garlic. So sorry, thought I was recording when I was chopping the onion and green bell pepper, but it wasn't. So I just like to blend up in the food processor the onion and bell pepper first, because I like to get that in the pan first going, and then I'll do the rest of the veggies, and that way I don't overload my food processor, because then everything doesn't get to be the same size. So I'm just gonna pulse these two together. And you just want to pulse them until they get to be really small. They are going to be kind of liquidy, but we're going to cook that off in the pan, so don't worry about that. And I did just put the lid on the lentils because they were boiling. And I heated up this pan, so it should be good to go. And we'll just let these cook while we get the rest of our veggies chopped up. I only did 3 stalks of celery. You don't even really need the celery. I just bought some and thought it would go good. And 2 medium-sized carrots. All right, and these are good to go. So we'll just let the onion and pepper cook most of the liquid out, and then I'll throw these in the pan. Okay, and while that's happening, I am going to measure out a cup of cashews for the cashew cheese sauce, or cashew mozzarella, should I say. And I'm just gonna cover it with water and throw this in the microwave for about 5 minutes. And if I didn't already have some vegan Parmesan made, I would make some of this, and it's just almond flour, nutritional yeast. I think I said it earlier in the video. Almond flour, nooch, salt, and garlic powder all mixed together. And I'm just gonna use this to sprinkle on top of the lasagna. So the lentils are done. I'm just gonna drain these and set them aside. And most of the liquid is now cooked out of the peppers and onions, so I'm gonna add in mushrooms, carrots, and celery. All right, I'm just gonna let all that cook down, and we do have one more thing to do for the sauce and the food processor. So I have 1 cup of walnuts, and I'm just gonna add these into the pan and get them toasted, and it adds a really nice texture along with the lentils and all the veggies. Nice and crumbly. And while the veggies are cooking down, I'm just gonna grate some garlic. So I've got like 6 cloves of garlic. I'll use half in the lentil sauce and then half in the tofu ricotta that we're gonna make next. I love this little tool that I got at the Christmas show last year. You just put the whole cloves in this little tube, and then you roll it. And it basically peels the skin off for you. It's so easy to do. There you go. And then the little plate is where you grate it. And I feel like the garlic in my dishes tastes so much stronger whenever I do it like this. So I'm just gonna get busy grating garlic. So I've got the garlic grated. I'm just gonna add this in. And then I'm gonna add in all of these walnuts as well. And now we're gonna flavor this up. I'm gonna add in some Italian seasoning, about a tablespoon or so. I'm gonna add in about half a teaspoon of cayenne, powdered cayenne. You could also use red pepper flakes. And then about half a teaspoon of cumin. With that will be a tablespoon of coconut aminos or soy sauce. And if you have it, some vegan Worcestershire sauce, about a teaspoon. Maybe a little more than a teaspoon, oops. And I'm gonna do just about a quarter teaspoon of salt. And 2 tablespoons of tomato paste from the tube because it tastes the best. And we will just get all this mixed together. And it smells heavenly already. And also can't forget the lentils. So I'm gonna add in the lentils that we cooked earlier. To our sauce, I'm gonna add this pasta sauce with basil and has no sugar added, low sodium. It does have a little bit of oil, but not much. As long as I can get it open. Now that was a workout to open this. So I'm gonna pour the whole container in here. And then I'm gonna fill this with water to get all of it out. Just put the lid back on it and shake it up. And there is a ton of lentils and veggies in here, so that's why I'm gonna do the whole container of water. And I'm gonna bring that to a boil. Now I'm gonna stir in all of these freeze-dried Italian herbs. Here at the end. They actually look pretty good. I couldn't find fresh basil, so that's why I bought these. And I'm just gonna let this sauce continue to cook until it has released some of that liquid. And in the meantime, let's make the tofu ricotta. For the tofu ricotta, I use a package of super firm tofu. And I'm just gonna tear it off into chunks into the food processor. And then I'm gonna add in my 4 cloves of garlic. Just add them in there whole. I'm gonna do about half a cup of soy milk, but really I just kinda go off the texture. And I'll add more as needed. I'm gonna add about a teaspoon of salt. 4 tablespoons of nutritional yeast. And the juice of 1 lemon. And just for some fun, I'm gonna add in some dried parsley and red pepper flakes. Probably like half a teaspoon of each. And then we just blend it up. And if it looks like this, you need to keep mixing and add more soy milk, so that's what I'm gonna do. And I do have an exact recipe for this that I'll link below. All right, whenever it starts to look like this is whenever it's good. Gonna scrape down the edges and make sure, and you can tell because whenever you spread it like this, it looks pretty smooth, but still has some textured like waves to it, I guess. Yeah, this is the perfect texture. Not gonna lie, I totally forgot you're supposed to pre-boil your noodles because I did not buy the no boil ones, sadly. So I've got a pot of water on here and I'm just gonna boil these for like half the time. I don't want them fully cooked because they are gonna cook further in the lasagna in the oven. And then our sauce over here is still simmering away and it is reducing really well, and it's just developing all these flavors as it continues to cook. And now we have plenty of time because we have to boil the pasta. And I almost completely forgot about making the cashew mozzarella, so now I'm gonna make that in the blender. It's really easy, so good thing. Just a cup of cashews, about half a cup of soy milk, another lemon juiced. It's almost the same ingredients as the tofu ricotta. A little bit of salt. I'm gonna add the juice of this sauerkraut just for that lactic acidy taste, which really helps bring out the cheesy flavor. Just about a tablespoon. To help thicken this mozzarella up, I'm gonna add about a tablespoon of tapioca flour. And then I'm gonna add in some garlic powder. And about 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast. You can see it's still a little thick and I want it to be pourable, so I'm gonna add in a little bit more soy milk. Just a little bit more. All right, and this looks pretty good. It is pouring, so we'll just let this sit to the side. Okay, so all of the pasta noodles are now parboiled, and now it's time to assemble this lasagna, finally. I'm gonna start off with a layer of pasta sauce and just a light layer to begin with. And we're gonna do 5 noodles for each layer. And I'm gonna spread on some of the tofu ricotta. And then a thick layer of sauce. And I'm just gonna repeat that process until I get to the top layer, and I'll show you what I'll do on the top layer. Okay, so this is gonna have to be the top layer because I'm out of room. I could have done another layer based on how many noodles I have, but this is gonna do it. So I just did the ricotta, I'm gonna do sauce. Okay, and this lasagna is filled to the brim, but we have to top it off with our cashew mozzarella. And last but definitely not least, some of this Parmesan. Okay, and I have a feeling that this is gonna leak, so I'm gonna set it on a pan, just like this. So this is gonna go in the oven at 375 for about 45 minutes. Okay, so this isn't the prettiest lasagna by any means. I definitely need a deeper dish, and I should have covered it, but I couldn't cover it because then it would have got stuck to the top of the foil. So I had to bake it uncovered, and it looks like the noodles have like curled up around the edges, but it might actually be really good. So I'm gonna let it cool for 15 minutes and we'll go ahead and slice into it. All right, so it's been cooling for about 10 or 15 minutes and I'm really hungry. It's 7 o'clock at this point and I need to eat some dinner. All right, and it actually held together pretty nicely for it to be so hot still. And you can see all the layers in there and it actually looks really yummy. I'm super excited to try. I don't really know which side to cut into. It is so hot. But wow, it smells and looks delicious. Okay, it's amazing. It's hands down the best lasagna I've had since going vegan. This is amazing. You need to make it. I'll link the recipe down below so that you can make it for yourself. I'm gonna go enjoy this delicious lasagna dinner because I am absolutely starving. So I'm probably just gonna have one piece because it is really big. All these layers, and we have all those lentils, veggies, the tofu ricotta. It's a very filling and comforting dish. So I'm just gonna have this one slice tonight. And as you can see, we're gonna have tons of leftovers. So this is amazing to make ahead for the week and just to have on hand. I'm gonna go eat this up. Thanks so much for watching today's video. I hope that my what I eat in a day gave you some food inspiration and just some ideas, and hopefully it was at least a little entertaining. I'm really sorry to my regular viewers. I missed the past 2 weeks and that was, like I mentioned earlier, not intentional, but I just wasn't really feeling it. So I just wanna be honest with you guys and upfront. And I am a normal person just like all of you, and sometimes life just gets in the way. Anyway, I'm glad to be back this week and I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, let me know by giving it a thumbs up. And if you have not already, please subscribe to my channel. Also, if you're new here, comment down below your name and where you're tuning in from, and I will get back to you in the comments as soon as I can. I hope that you have a fantastic week and I cannot wait to see you very soon in another video. Bye!